Good morning, everybody. Today is Friday, May 22nd. Happy Friday. And very excited to get into things today. Go over this new indicator that is really working out um, well. So we'll go over that later on in the video here. So we're going to plow through this right now. Let's talk about economic data. Nothing today. The only thing that's you have this revised University of Michigan Consumer Sentiment Report. I don't really, like I said, in these last pre-market analysis, I'm not really putting a lot of weight on this. I think that they're politically biased. So um, either way, I don't think it's going to impact the market too much. You have Kevin Warsh that's being sworn in today. So new Fed chair is going to start taking place. I think the difference between him and Powell is he does not give any forward. He is not going to be giving any forward guidance at all. So I think the markets are now going to be, kind of reactionary type things. I think there's going to be kind of like the old days when I used to trade down in the S&P pit at the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. You had Greenspan, and Greenspan would come out when he would make an announcement, whether he was going to lower rates and this and that. That's when the markets would move. Or when data would come out, the markets would be, you would have violent moves on the markets. Now, a lot of the stuff is priced in. It has been priced in because Powell is kind of giving forward guidance. So we'll see what happens now. I think that you're going to have a lot more volatility with Warsh in there, but we'll see. The last several Fed chairs that were appointed, the market pulled back anywhere from 10 to 12%. So put your seatbelts on. Something could happen on that front here. But right now, the market seems to be pretty resilient. There's talks about a potential agreement with Iran. And let's get into it and go over those right now. By the way, if you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel. Hit that thumbs up button and like this video. But we can get right into it right now. Let's get into the VIX. I know I had the VIX on here somewhere. There she is. So the VIX is below the 20-day moving average, $17.73. I'd like to get this filled, this gap up from May 26th, $15.74. Excuse me, that's not, that should be April. That's actually the September, excuse me, from September 2025. My eyesights are gone. So nice that we're below the 50, below the 100, and so things are settling down on the equity side. So whenever you have the VIX in this area right here, calm, it takes away the volatility from the marketplace, so the swings are not so crazy. However, we do have these open gaps here. We've got an open gap here from April 8th at 25.74, and then one more above that at $30.34 from March 30th. So be aware of those open gaps that we have there. So let's get into the oils. Let's start with Brent. So you can see oils are coming down right now, right? Steer stepping lower here, lower highs, lower lows in here. Approaching this $100.82, filling that gap right there. I'd like to see that 97.91 get filled. I like the fact that we are below this 20-day moving average at $107 a barrel. So that's good. That's all signs that maybe there is a deal coming and the straits are going to open up right now. So you've got here crude oil that impacts us here in the United States under $100. That's key. We wanted to be under here. We wanted to be under this 50-day moving average price per barrel, sitting at about $98.19. Ideally, I'd like to get down here to the 100 at $82 a barrel. That would be great. Then gas prices can be normal again. Right now, the gas I filled up yesterday, they're still extremely elevated. So anyways, let's get into the ES right now. ES, we're creeping higher here. We're above this 161.8% Fibonacci extension level I have at 74.8570. So we are trying to make our way back to those all-time highs at 75.40 again. I do like these levels of support that we have here. Here's the close from yesterday. As long as we're above the close from yesterday, you can think longs. If we lose that, I think we start filling some of these speed gaps here. You could see yesterday this point of control that we had from the 18th at 74.44 held like a champ. Later on the day, it popped right through it. This is the ideal picture. If you want an example of a break and retest, people, This is the ideal break and retest right here. You broke a level, you came back down, you tested it right here with this wick, and then boom, we are above it right now. That is your ideal definition of a break and retest. Okay, so as long as we're above, I would say this 74, 44, 63, you can continue to get some more upside. You may lose yesterday's close a little bit, but we'll see what happens there. If you do lose the 74, 44, 63 level, you come down here to the 74, 27, 75, and then below that, that is it's a point of control. Actually, as a matter of fact, looking at this right now, we do have a point of control level open here. So I'm going to get rid of this, remove. Here is a point of control, people. Why is it a point of control? Because this is where the market was trading for the majority of the day. This is where most of the shares were traded, and the market went up and it did not come back and touch that point of control level. So we then label this as an open point of control. So we'll label it as 421.26 or 26 and POC. And so now we know that if the market does come back there, you could get a reaction one way or the other. If you are, if the point of control is above, then you get a little resistance when the market gets up there. If it's below, maybe you get a little support. So this is open. This right here, we're going to leave this 74.63 level here as a filled point of control because I love the way that it responded from that. So we'll see after today how it responds there. You do have you do have a pre-market low here. Another filled point of control at 74.06. So all these levels are pretty good. You can take a snapshot of them and use these levels if the market starts to leak a little bit and fall down. These are some decent levels that you see that you had some good support in there, right? So right in here, there was consolidation and you popped above it. You may have a level here at 74.57.13, but you know, there's no point in being too aggressive at this point when we're approaching new highs. But we may get that pop of the new, you know, make some new highs before we start pulling back again. But you could see that we are stair stepping higher now since the beginning of the week. So pay attention to that. Now let's get over to the SPY. And I want to fly through today so we can get on with our weekend here. SPY is going to be very similar here. Let's see here. We do not have any open point of controls. Why is this not an open point of control? Because here was the point of control and the market, after the market closed, it was all over that level. So it's not a point of control level to be open. However, you can use it as a level of which I have this level anyways here. So because it's the previous day close. So that's where it closed. You can see right here, we're holding this May 15th high at 743.46. You have the 749.53 all-time highs. Above that, I don't believe I have anything until you get up here to the 800 level. So pretty significant level up top there. If you lose these levels, you're going to come back down here. You'll come back down here to the 737.96 first. If you lose that, you got a weekly low from May 12th at 731.75, just above the 20-day moving average at 730. So take a shot of these levels, put them on your charts. Boom. And we're moving. So we're getting into the NASDAQ here. The NASDAQ, same thing. NASDAQ's creeping higher. I like the way the NASDAQ is definitely making new highs, right? Higher high and higher low, right? So we are trending higher right now, higher high. And we have a higher low, right? Here's a low, low. And here we are. We're making a higher high right now. We'll see where the day brings us. So right now, still trending higher. You've got 29,782 as a level for the all-time highs to possibly push into right now. We are definitely looking like we want to creep into that. If we do pop through that, I won't have another level up here until 31,000 level, right? So I don't have anything charted up there, so it's going to be uncharted territory. The only thing I can give you right now are levels below us. So we do have, and I'm going to change this now, we do have an open point of control, which I just went over with the ES. So we have an open point of control down here. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to move this and then rename it. So open point of control from the 21st. Boom, done. So now you've got a decent level here. If the market loses this, you know, this is a beautiful level here that we've got here at 29,548.50. So yesterday's close. If you lose that, then you can come down here and flush out to 29,243.22. Below that, you've got a a low from the 13th at 29,066, and then below that, you'll have a 28,944.75 level to give you some support there. So not bad levels there. Qs, let's finish up with the Qs, and then we can move on to Tesla and then get on with our week. All-time high 722.03, possibly could push into that level. Let's see if we have an open point of control. We do. We've got an open point of control from yesterday from the Qs. So what we will do, we're going to draw a new one. And then we will move on here. So and there is your point of control for the Qs. 713.18, decent level if you pull back for some support, you know, or if you lose yesterday's, I would say here, you lose this 714.22 level. Let me just see if we're even going to use this level. I think I'm going to remove this level actually, because I don't like that wick right there. So I would say if you lose yesterday's close, you've got the 713.18 level to come down to for support. And then if you lose that, kind of a speed zone area down here to 710.32. Below that, you have this higher end regressional trend line here, and this is from April 5th of 2025, and it comes right in line with the 707 level here. So as far as above the all-time highs at 722.03, I don't believe I have anything up top here. I do. There's an extension line, upper end regressional trend line that I have here from October 13th of 2022, sitting at 751. So if you do pop through the 722 level, you're going to get something up here at 750. I don't necessarily know if that gets there in one day, but we'll see what happens here. So a lot can happen. Probably open up at certain levels over the weekend, depending on what happens geopolitically, right? So let's get into Tesla. Again, if you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel, hit that thumbs up button, and like this video. Tesla, beautiful day yesterday again. I actually messed up my day yesterday, and I'm going to go over that, and something for people to watch. I had a great day in the morning, followed the indicator. The indicator broke. Right now, this is the 1 minute. We're looking at a 1 minute chart. The 1 minute chart is giving us the most success, even though it hit on all levels yesterday. So we have this call entry right here at literally the first call entry came at 8:32, 2 minutes after the market opened. Then you had another one at another signal as well, 3 minutes after the market opened. And if you took your entry here at 423.44, you hit your first price target at 420, 425, $3 on that move. Would have yielded you probably $1.50, $2 on your premium on your option, which means for every one lot you make $150 to $200 on that move right there within 1 minute, and that's based on a one lot, right? So if you figure this process out and you start to recognize how this trades, once once we get you on board and get this indicator in your hands, you're going to be able to decide how to make these trades. And then you still have to do your own homework. We're not financial advisors. This is just a script / code that I built, and all based on the way that I trade. And I trade off the 5 minute opening range. And then I have this code where I can apply it to the 2 minute. I can apply it to the 5 minute. So here's the 5 minute yesterday. You can see on the 5 minute, which is interesting. The 1 minute hit the, let me see if we're in the right time frame. Yep. So what's interesting is the 1 minute hit on the high side here. So let's go over here. Let's go step by step here. So here's the 1 minute yesterday, right? So the 1 minute, not only did it hit, almost hit the second price target on the call. So if you're new to this right now, the range here is always going to be this grayed out area. The support, the bottom of the range is going to be red. The high side is going to be green. Hey, good morning. How you doing? I should have added more day before yesterday when hit 392. Okay, I'm not sure. Maybe you should have ended your day. Maybe I don't know what that means. But anyways, getting it. Nice to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. How are things in I think Denmark, right? So what you have here, this is the 1 minute chart right here, and this is all a code. I don't write any of this. I don't put these I don't put these arrows on here. I don't put these dotted lines. This orange dotted line here is pre-market high. Right here is the pre-market low. You could base your trade strategies off of any of these. You can wait for your break of the actual market or use a break from the actual pre-market, one way or the other. But yesterday, you had your move. This is a 1 minute chart, by the way. You got your move. Not only did you get your move and you hit the first price target on the call side. So this long solid line, blue line, call it aqua, is your first price target. The dotted line is your second price target, right? On the downside, we'll call this, even if it's not purple, but we'll call it purple. Solid line is your first price target when it initiates a sell. And then the dotted line, which you can barely see in here, there's other lines on top of it, which is a low from the previous day. It's on top of it, is your second price target, where they both hit yesterday on the 1 minute. But now let's go to the 5 minute. So we put this code on the 5 minute now, and look at what happens on the 5 minute. The 5 minute, interesting enough, it did not hit. Here was your 5 minute opening range. Did not hit the price target on the top side. However, it did hit your price target on the bottom, right? And so it's all about the big bang for your buck. So you got a $5 move from your price target on the downside for their 5 minute, right? If you want to be a scalper, you want to be in and out, then you can just trade that 1 minute all day long. Let's take a look at the 2 minute. I think the 2 minute had some pretty good success yesterday as well. Let's get over here to the 2 minutes. Yep, 2 minute as well. So the 2 minute also hit that first price target on the call side, and then it came back down and it plowed through both the first take profit and the second profit on the downside here. And it's giving you signals all the way through, right? So here's the arrow taking your calls right here. Here is your yellow square of death, I call, saying your longs are now done. And then it initiated a sell. Here's your first arrow. Here's your second arrow, right? And then boom, all the way down here. And then right here, if you want to stay in this trade, it then came over here at about 9:58. It gave you that yellow square of death again, saying your shorts should be done. So now, as the day moves on, you could see we then, once it gave us this call right here, or this signal right here at 9:56, and if you took a long here, right, so you were short all the way here, and then 9:56, it gave you a signal that your shorts should be done. If you took a long here, you didn't sweat this at all, and you could have rode that all the way back up. So, anyways, this code is really something special. We are going to be marketing the code, even though we are beta testing it right now. I'm trading off of this because it fits right in with my plan. So before I get into the Mag 7, you can apply this to all the Mag 7 stocks. I built it so you can use it on Amazon, NVIDIA, Apple, Microsoft, Google, of course, Tesla, and Meta, right? So I'm going to show you the results on those Mag 7s in a minute. Let's just get into some levels right now for today. So consolidation is happening here right now with Tesla. You can just see right here, just trying to break the high, having a flush here, having the support. We don't have any point of controls from yesterday. However, we have some point of controls that are open up top here. You've got 444.62. That's open. 458.40. 84 is open up top there, and then the last one at 478.39. Unfortunately, I'd like to say that we don't have any open point of controls down below, but we do have this point of control here at 333.97 that's still open. I know this looks a little noisy for everybody, but I'm just wanted to go through these levels for you real quick. I would say right now, for today, not looking longs until we get over this close from Friday at 422.24. It's right now, if you see pre-market, it's giving us resistance right there right now. So if we get above that, then you could possibly push higher. As long as we're below this Friday close here, 422.24, I'm not looking long. You should potentially get some sell-off here. However, we are doing a little consolidating right now, so we could stay here in between this level for a little while. You never know. I would say if you lose this pre-market, you're going to come and test yesterday's lows down 414.50. This is a major level here. We've had this on the charts for a long time. This is a previous all-time high set back in 2021. So this level is still giving us some decent signals here. So we're going to leave that 414.5 level there. And then below that, I would say this 412.88 could give you some support. If you lose that, it's going to be a speed zone down here. You're going to plow back down to the 200-day moving average at 409.52. And then below that, you have this 100-day moving average sitting at 405.46 for support. But right now, things are pushing higher right now. I think the market has just been extremely resilient right now. Even yesterday when it tried to flush in the morning, you saw what happened there later on in the afternoon. So one thing I want to go over before I get into the options and what we're going to do on the options, I want to show you what the MAG 7 results are here. So let's see, we've got MAG 7. So these are all, I have this code that's on here for all the stocks, and they all hit both price levels at least once. So this is the 1-minute chart for all of them. This is Tesla. You could see it hit this first price target on the call side, and then on the downside, it hit the first price target and the second price target, right? I'm just going to fly through this really quick to just show you the results on this indicator, which is fantastic. Here we are on NVIDIA. NVIDIA plowed through on the open yesterday and hit the first price target, then it hits the second price target and plowed through. I'm not interested in how much further it goes past these price targets. I'm interested in the data telling me that it's going to hit one of the price targets, right? So when you know that the results are in the 90% per day that it's going to hit, meaning out of 30 days, 29 out of 30 days, or 28.5 out of the 30 days are hitting one of the price targets, your next job is to identify price action for that day, knowing that, okay, if we break this range, the chances of this, we got a 90% chance of it hitting this price target, right? And then it also identifies and tells you when you are wrong, right? It gives you that yellow square. So that's NVIDIA. Both price targets hit on NVIDIA. Let's move over to Apple. Apple, same thing. Apple, boom, price target hit. The first one, second price target hit. Boom, we're moving on. I'm just flying through this stuff here, people, showing you the results are fantastic. We're on Meta right now. Meta hit both price targets on the way down, and then it also hit both price targets on the way up later on in the afternoon. Fantastic, right? You're making a lot of money, people, when you're doing this. Google, let's take a look at Google. Google, by the way, gave us the worst results. Did Google give us the worst results? Let me see there. No, I stand corrected. It was Meta that gave us the worst results. But here's Google. You could see with Google in the morning, it tried giving you that call right there, and then it told you right here, no, your calls are no good. And then it gives you, these a double signal, early entry put, exit your put, right? So you got in here, the market came back down here, it gave you that yellow square to exit your put. You're still making money on that, right? If you're trading options, or if you're scalping too, right? And then later on, you got the signals over here, your call, arrows, calls, and then boom, broke your level, hit your first price target. So 382, hit the first price target, 384. And then hit the second price target at 385. So if you're associating these equity prices with options, you're making money, people. Let's get over to Amazon. Amazon, same thing. I know this looks noisy, but these are signals that are generated as the market is moving, right? So it's taking a lot of your discretion out of play here, right? So you can see here, hit the first price target at 11.55, second price target hit at 12.11, right? Fantastic stuff here on Amazon. And now Microsoft, I'll get into Microsoft. Interesting, Microsoft, boom, broke both price targets on the way down. Early on, hit your first price target at 9 minutes after the market opened, and then you hit your second price target literally at 19 minutes past the market open. So, fantastic results on these indicators. Stay tuned for when we are going to start marketing this. And but that being said, if you are new to the channel, subscribe to the channel, hit that thumbs up button, like this video, and then you can also come and down in the link below, join our Discord community, which is free. And the Discord will, when you join that link down below, it takes you here. And then I post in here the pre-market analysis, of which I forgot to post today. I apologize for that. It's just a link on where everybody is for today. And then there's a levels. And if you ask me about any levels, which by the way, Mr. Nice Guy there, I put these levels in here for you. I don't know if you checked them out. You asked me about them. I put them in here for you. You were the last person to request it. So if you have a request for certain levels for me to put to go over, I'll be glad to put them in the levels channel here. And then again, here's another way to get access to our trade desk that we trade from 9:30 to 11 o'clock Eastern time every day. You come in here and you'll hit this link right here. It'll take you to right here, join. You're already here for the free access of Discord. If you want to join the trade desk, there's live trading 9:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. every day Eastern time. You hit join. If you want to try it out, you get 1 day free trial. If not, it's going to be a monthly fee, which is really insignificant compared to what our fees are for mentorship. So hopefully that you guys can you can pop on there and take a look at that. And then let's get into here. So let's go over the options for today. So the options for today are what we're doing. We are going to start out with today's expiration date. I'll always start off the morning with today's expiration date. And we're going to start with the 420 calls expired today. And then we are going to start out with the 420 puts. So pretty much we're going to be close to, we're in the money on the calls and we're close to being, and we're just above it for the puts. You could see where the premium price closed, 320 on the calls. They'll be probably open up, I would say, where did we close yesterday? So we closed at 317. They'll be a little elevated. I don't suspect them to be in the $4 range premium because they're expiring today. So we're losing a lot of theta, time decay, which means 10 theta. So how we apply this equity price to the actual premium price on the option, you can figure a 50%. So meaning that if you look at the delta, and most of the deltas I trade are anywhere between 35 and 40%. What does the delta mean? The delta means that for every dollar that the equity price moves, this premium price will move however, like 40 cents or 50 cents, right? So if the delta, let's just, for easy math, let's say the delta is a 50 delta, meaning 50 cents, meaning that if Tesla moves from 420 to 421, this premium price, whatever it's at, is going to move 50 cents higher, okay, because it's a call. If it's moving lower, this premium price will move 50 cents lower, right? And so this is going to cost you, if you wanted to buy a one lot here, it's going to cost you $320. That is your risk. You could buy a one lot, walk away from the computer, come back tomorrow, and if it's at zero, you lost $320. That's the most. But you don't want to leave your computer when you have a trade on. That's not the strategy I teach. I teach a strategy where you're 100% in cash every day, and just because it costs you $320, I have never, in all the years I've been trading, let a premium price go down to zero. Those are people that are buying, they're swing trading, and just kind of fishing and hoping and gambling that maybe in the last minute the market's going to rally and their premium price is going to be worth something. The whole point of this is just to scalp, right? So if the market, you have your levels, okay, I'm going to buy here at 417 and take it up to 422, right? So that's $5. So if it's a 50-cent delta, that means you're going to make $2.50 on a one lot. So how does that equate to dollars? For every $2.50 on a one lot is $250. And in my trade strategy, when I trade, I'm in and out of trades very quick. And I want to get, the reason why we trade Tesla mostly is because there's so much liquidity in Tesla. You can get in and out of your trades if you're wrong, you're wrong. You get out, you take your loss. So here, speaking of losses, this is what I want to go over yesterday. So yesterday, this is really important. I should make a video on this. I really, really am going to. So let's go over. Let's put this here. We're going to 15-minute yesterday. And let's clean this up so we can see better here. So that's default. So here's yesterday, okay? So yesterday we had a massive sell-off here, okay? All day yesterday all morning was all selling off. So what was I doing after I made money on this right here. This was great. Actually, the funny thing is I made money on the first 15 minutes as well on the call side. And then when we lost that, and then it gave a signal to get out of your calls, I made money on the downside. So I was seeing that flush, and then after we made that heavy flush, I was waiting for the market to rally so I could get short again, okay? And so one thing happened, because I had that bias cost me money. Instead of looking at the price action. Now, what does price action mean? Price action means right here. Now, just picture this. The market's going up. I'm looking for a price to sell. Right, I would say right here between 12 and 12.15 is where I lost money. I gave back my day. So let's go over this. Here is the actual stock price here, okay? So I want to go back to yesterday and about 12:15. This happened yesterday, and I want you to look at, focus right here, this square. This square is going to show you the volume. So it was about, where were we? We were about here. We were 12, boom. This is where it was, right here, okay? So it started right here at 12:10. Look at 1,000 shares traded in 1 minute on the call side, okay? Now, mind you, this whole time, I was thinking I'm looking for a place to sell. So this whole time, we had a little pop here. I bought puts. Instead of paying attention to this, there's 1,000 shares traded on in a 1 minute time. That's a huge number, okay? Next one, 1,300. Boom. And did it stop me? No, I was convinced that the market's going down. Here's the next one, small one, 886, huge number. And here's the next one, 646. Here's another one, 574. And then this is where it gets interesting, 730, and 1,800, 949, 492, and then here we go. 5,000 contracts traded right here. This right here alone should have said, Jeff, you are wrong, and get the hell out of your short position right here. And then boom, here's another one, 4,000, okay, 1,250. All right, now let's keep those in mind here. Let's keep this time frame in mind, 1,220, okay, and then 1,250. Now what I want to do, now you saw those volumes up there on the call side. Now let's go to the put side, and let's see the kind of volumes that was happening at 1,220 and 1,250, okay? So where are we here? So here we are at 1,220. 100 shares traded on the put side. 281. There, and then if you go 37, 60, 57, 81, no volume on the put side. Right here alone, that should have told me, hey, you are wrong. Like even like this big candle right here, it looks like a huge candle compared to the calls candle. But look at the volume. It was only 329 shares compared to 4,000 shares that were traded, right? Right here at 1250, there were 4,000 calls traded, and then right here there were 99 puts traded. So that's paying attention to price action on top of everything else. And these are things that we teach in our mentoring class. And unfortunately, I think I need to go and teach myself once again to pay attention to those very important details right there. This is where the money is made right here, paying attention to your price action. So watch that. Anyways, that's going to be it for today. Pay attention for videos to come out. We are going to be marketing this indicator. We're just putting some final details on it. However, if you come into the Discord channel and you ask questions, you'll get to view this trading station here that we have set up front here. And then, of course, I'd like to be pelted with any kind of questions that you may have. So again, if you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel, hit that thumbs up button, like this video, share this video, don't be shy. And also, again, if you want me to cover some other stocks for you, drop something down in the chat, or better yet, go in the Discord community and go into our levels channel and leave me a note in there, and I'll take care of that for you. Aside from that, everybody have a great weekend. Don't mess up your Friday. Don't mess up your weekend and Memorial Day weekend. Again, no markets on Monday. Oh, that being said, I will be doing pre-markets next week, but there will be no trading. There will be no trade room next week. Taking the week off for trading, but I will be doing the pre-markets. So anyways, going to have some relaxed time, do some golfing and chill out. So anyways, everybody have a great weekend and talk to you soon.